Hi guys, welcome back to Spelling and Word Study. My name is Mrs. Rhoades and I'm here to get you started on Unit 17, Long O Words with Vowel Teams. Please take a second to gather your materials. You will need your orange book open to page 107. You will also need colorful pens, markers, crayons, or highlighters. Remember, whatever I mark on my board, you should be marking on your page. Please save room for a key as well. All right, for the last several weeks, we have been learning about long vowels. We talked about long A, long E, and long I. Today, we're going to start looking at long O. Remember, there are several ways to make a vowel say its name. We can use a silent E, we can use an open syllable, or we can use a vowel team. Now, the most common long O vowel team is probably OA in words like boat and road and loan. But I'm guessing you guys are pretty comfortable with that by now. So I want to focus your attention on another vowel team, which is OW. You will notice that all the words on our list this week contain an OW that's pronounced O. Okay, that can be a little tricky because OW has two different sounds, right? We see it pronounced like ow in words like now. We see it pronounced O in words like show. And then we have words like this, B-O-W, which can be pronounced either way. It could be the bow in a girl's hair or the bow that an actor takes at the end of a performance. Okay, so that OW can be pretty tricky, and it's really important to use the context of a sentence. We need to know what we're talking about or reading about to understand which pronunciation we should use. This week, though, all of our words that contain OW will use the long O pronunciation. So please listen for that as we read our list. Repeat after me. Below, bowl, elbow, follow, groan, hollow, meadow, mellow, pillow, rainbow, shadow, shallow, widow, window, yellow. All right, before we talk about the OW, let's practice breaking our two-syllable words into syllables, starting with below. We're going to slice that after the E. Bowl is one syllable, so we'll leave it alone. Elbow after the L. Follow between the double L's. Groan is one syllable. Hollow between the double L's. Meadow after the D. Mellow between the double L's. Pillow between the double L's. We seem to have a lot of double L's this week. Rainbow after the N. Shadow after the D. Shallow between the double L's. Widow after the D. Window after the N. Yellow between the double L's. In our key, green vertical line equals syllable break. Now, once we break these words into syllables, they become pretty easy to spell, especially the first chunk. B, L, fall, hall, mel, pill, shad. Lots of closed syllables there with a short vowel and a consonant. You won't have any problem with that. What I want you to focus on now, though, is the OW chunk. So we see it in the word below, the word bowl, elbow, follow, groan, hollow, meadow, mellow. Where are you noticing that OW popping up? At the end of a word, right? Most of the time, that OW pattern will show up at the end of a word, okay? Unlike OA, which likes to be tucked inside a syllable, OW likes to be at the end. So we're going to say OW, vowel team, and that's going to make a long O. Now, if we go back to this word, grown, you might say, well, Mrs. Rhoades, that's not at the end of a word. You're right. But think about the word grown. If we say that he's all grown up, it means that he is done growing, right? This is the word we started with, the word grow, and then we added a suffix, okay? We see that in words like show. Now I show you my report card. I've already shown it to you twice. We see that with the word know. I know my address. I've known it for a long time. So grown, shown, and known all follow the same pattern. And they all started with a word that had OW at the end. Now, you might say, but Mrs. Rhoades, what about bowl? You're right. Nothing is perfect in our language. Bowl is a rule breaker, okay? This is one of the very, very few times that you will see OW in the middle of a word where it will say O, okay? You might see it in a word like this, but that's pronounced howl, okay? In that case, the OW is making the ow sound. This is really the only word I can think of where OW tucked in the middle of the word makes an O sound. 99% of the time, that OW vowel team will show up at the end of a word, okay? But of course, we know the end of a word might have a suffix added to it, like ing or sed or n in this case. All right, so what else should we talk about? Let's talk about parts of speech, okay? Because when you get a little bit farther into your unit, when you get to page 110, you're going to have to take your list of words and sort them into adjectives and nouns. So hopefully this is review for you by now, but let's make sure, okay? Let's start by finding our nouns, people, places, and things, okay? Most nouns are things we can touch. We call them concrete nouns. So a bowl, that's a thing, that's a noun. An elbow, any body part is a noun. Meadow, that's like a field, a big grassy field, so that's a noun. A pillow is a noun. A rainbow is a noun. A shadow is a noun. You guys know what a shadow is, right? When the sun is shining on you this way, it's going to cast a dark shadow behind you. A widow. A widow is a woman who has lost her husband, okay? So if a woman is 70 years old and her husband dies, now that woman is considered a widow. So we're going to say a widow is a woman whose husband has died. Now you're probably thinking, well, what about men? Their wives die. Well, we have a word for that too. A man who has lost his wife is called a widower, okay? So a widow is a woman, a widower is a man. So that's a noun. A window is a noun, okay? So over here, all these words are nouns. Okay, so what are adjectives? Well, adjectives are words that add detail or description to a noun. So, for instance, the word hollow is an adjective. Okay, I could get a chocolate bunny for Easter. Bunny is the noun. Chocolate is a describing word. That's an adjective. I could get a solid chocolate bunny, or I could get a hollow chocolate bunny. Remember, if something's hollow, there's nothing inside it. Okay? So hollow means nothing inside. So I think about hollow pieces of chocolate, but you could also have a hollow log, like if it's all rotted out and there's nothing left, that's hollow. You could have a hollow pipe, a hollow tube, okay? So that is definitely a describing word. Mellow is another adjective. If something's mellow or a person is mellow, they're just chill, they're relaxed, calm. So if it's Friday night and you've had a busy week, you just want to have a mellow night on the couch, watch a movie, okay? Mellow, calm, relaxed. That's a describing word. Rainbow is a thing, but it can also be used as a describing word, right? You can wear a rainbow t-shirt. You can have a rainbow assortment of markers or crayons. So that can be used to describe something. Shallow is another great describing word. Shallow means not deep. So if you don't know how to swim, you should stay in the shallow end of the pool where the water only comes up to your waist, okay? If you go into the deep end, you could drown, right? You need to stay where it's shallow, where it's not deep. Yellow is also a describing word, right? Any color can be used as a describing word. You can say, I have a yellow shirt, I have a yellow car, I have a yellow house. All of those examples describe an object. Okay, we found our nouns, we found our adjectives. We're going to need both of those later in the unit. But let's just go ahead and finish. Let's talk about verbs. We know that verbs are action words, things that we do. So we can follow the leader, right? Groan, that, even though grow is a verb, I'm going to say grown is an adjective, right? Because we're using that to describe something. You go to the shelter to bring home a pet. Do you want a puppy or do you want a grown dog, right? A grown dog is a dog that has already grown up. So I would use this as a describing word. But we can follow, I guess that's it, right? I don't see any other verbs here. So V equals verb. And then some of you, my eagle eye friends, have probably noticed one more word that doesn't fit into any of these categories. And that is the word below. So below is what we call a preposition. Have you heard of that before? So prep is short for preposition. And the key here is position. Do you see that hiding in there? A preposition tells you where or when something is happening. So words like under, over, around, behind, before, after, below, all of those are prepositions. All right. I think, yeah, that's all I have for you today. So good luck, and I will see you next time.